as an artist that is an activist that's speaking on clearly political issues, I'm gonna ask you about another artist that is venturing into the spiritual realm. Very influential artist. He's started this thing on Sunday, and he's now come forward as embracing Christ. He's a Christian, and Jesus is King. Matter of fact, I think that's the title of his next album. What are your thoughts about not politics, but a brother stepping into a realm of spirituality, saying, "Hey, I'm an artist. I found Christ, and you should find Christ too." Do you feel that's the same, right, as a person, as an activist, as yourself, coming from artistry?
Um, I believe that it is possible. I think evolution and growth, are natural. You know, but I think when we look at this situation, we have to look at the pattern of what happens with said individual. And my thing with what Kanye does is that he utilizes religion when it's profitable. Jesus Walks was one of his biggest songs. So he utilized it, it became powerful. When he gets in trouble, he goes back to the Lord. And when it becomes profitable, he was able to do Sunday service. It became so that it's profitable that black people allowed him back to the picnic after, he became the biggest Trump supporter. He utilized it. And then he utilized that. And after he utilized the black church, went back to the whole Trump thing. And now it's just God again. So I think there's a dynamic with Kanye that is very dangerous. I think Kanye is one of the most dangerous black men in our society.
Real talk.
Because he has the ears of the masses, and he's not very intelligent. He is not intelligent at all. He speaks about things where he does not have the knowledge of. He gives false information. And not only does he give false information, he does it purposely. He purposely misleads you to get people to pay attention. He does anything he can for attention. He's figured out a method in which he will say things and do things to garner attention immediately around when he's trying to drop an album or when he has new sneakers coming out. It's a strategy that he has, and it's very dangerous because these young kids who are listening to him follow him, and they take what he says as some level of credibility. Right. So when you are deemed as a credible messenger, and when you have the ears of the masses, you have a responsibility, and he does not care about that responsibility. His whole thing has been to profit. He says and does things for shock value, and when the backlash is too much, he pulls it back, and then when it dies down and you're not talking about him, he doubles down. Then he goes back to God. Then he goes back to...
So this is a purely calculated Barnum and Bailey performance, bells and whistles. There's no sincerity beyond...
I can't say there's no sincerity because that's not something that I'm able to fully speak to. But what I can say is that the pattern that he's shown...
The pattern.
Is very questionable. And it's dangerous because not only is that he utilizes these things for profit, but a lot of the information he gives is wrong. It's 100% wrong, and he's not very well studied in what he speaks of.
Right, and you even spoke of his intelligence. Now, is that academia? Is that degree? Because we got manners now that might not have got past the third grade.
No, I'm not.
But they taught us some stuff that kept us on the planet.
But I'm not talking about his degrees. I'm talking about when you can sit there and talk about the Republican Party, and you can talk about Lincoln, and you could say the Republican Party freed the slaves, the Whig Party, and then when you having these conversations with people who don't know any better, and then you start making those statements, and then you're not giving it in full context, and you because you don't know, you made a statement That was false. The Republican Party of today was not the Republican Party of then.
Right, but their name was Republican,
Exactly.
and they did free the slaves.
Okay, but
so
that's
an accurate statement.
No, but the statement is not fair because when you say
it could be misleading.
It is 100% misleading. It is 100% misleading because if you say the Republican Party freed the slaves, then you go, oh, that's the same party. Oh, we need to go to that party, but not understanding
that's
that.
not giving our people any credit now.
How?
Once again, I mean, really get
How?
off like that?
But just think about it. If you say the Republican Party freed the slaves, what are you saying?
Well, how long ago were slaves physically here? And, okay, are they talking about now? That's not a rough kind of calculation.
It is. Because if I make a statement to you, why would I say, I'm with Trump, Republican Party freed the slaves? Lincoln was one to free the slaves. That was the Republicans. Am I trying? What would that mean?
That has a heavy implication. And that's so interesting. That's what I wanted to ask you. You're an artist.
Yes.
You're playing on words all the time, man.
No, but you can't play on words when you're speaking about facts. If I say that slavery happened in 2011, you're going to look at me like, what are you talking about? It didn't happen in 2011. You can't speak. My opinion is my opinion. And playing on words. But when you speak, you have the right to your own opinion. You don't have the right to your own facts. So when you say the Republican Party freed the slaves, what you're trying to do is make people think that the same Republican Party that exists right now is responsible for freeing the slaves, which is 100% false.
Of course, that's false.
Okay, but if I'm telling you and you don't know this, if I'm sitting there and I'm having a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, the Republicans freed the slaves, the Whig Party, Lincoln freed the slaves. They trying to tell you this. They don't know what the... No, whoa. If you're going to have a real conversation, let's talk about what the Republican Party was. It was an anti-slavery party that we started, that black people started. And then we moved to the Democratic Party and all the white people took over the Republican. Let's have this real conversation.
Right.
So when you sit up there in the middle of a bunch of black people that probably don't even know their history, young people that's just out there having a good time because they want to see you and they like your music, and you start spewing rhetoric, what you do is you lend your voice to my oppressor. You are dangerous to my kid's life. Because I'm 100% that 95% of the Republican Party are racist white men and women. It's founded on that. They probably have 3 black Republicans that they voted into offices in right now. So if you're telling me to go to a Republican Party, then you're telling me that the white man knows more about me, what's better for me than I do.